Hello viewers, this is your Michael from Spree Reviews, bringing you my 719 podcast. This is my 719 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'm trying to do my best not to reach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well, not to cause any audio feedback during this recording of this audio podcast recording as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you get to watch this audio podcast recording. Now, with this everything else of the way, let's get into the topic. Recently, the 13th season of Futurama has came out over the week. And basically, yes, this is the 13th season. I know that the wiki, if you go to the regular wiki, it says this is the 10th season of Futurama, but it's not true. If you go to the Futurama official wiki, they're saying this new season counts as season 13. Now, a lot of people don't know that the four movies were during this one on Condescension, they divided the four Futurama movies into four part episodes. So basically, those movies are counted as part seasons and shit like that. So therefore, with that out the way, this is if you go to the official Futurama wiki, it will say this is season 13. Just to clarify, this is season. I am reviewing season 13 of Futurama. So anyway, to get that out of the way, I'm gonna say this season was not bad. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people were a lot of people still have a sour taste in this mouth how season 11 ended. The season 11 ended on things like on that kind of sucker ending that maybe we will see finally to get married for real, but it turns out it was just some. But due to some dimensional time travel, due to some crazy science fiction shenanigans, that didn't really happen and whatnot. So basically, a lot of people are still pissed off that since Brian Leader are a couple now living together along with Bender in Fire's apartment. I don't know why Lita gave her apartment. Honestly, as you guys know, that Fire Leader are a couple living together along with Bender, in Fire and Bender's apartment and whatnot. So basically, a lot of people are wondering how long can we keep on doing this with Fry Leader. They're a couple now, yes, they will have their moments of doubts about their love and whatnot, but eventually their love will overcome their doubts about each other, about them loving each other, if they want to, or they want to take their relationship to the final step. Basically, I really like to see Fry Leader, have a conversation, hey, let's talk about kids, let's talk about getting married for real, let's talk about having kids and whatnot. So, basically, we kind of got that. We kind of got that in this season, but not in the. We kind of got that. We got hints of maybe they might, maybe they're not maybe they're not ready for have kids yet, or maybe not they're ready to get married yet. So basically, we just have to wait and see. Also, the one thing I was hoping for to see is, I wanted to see the professor finally create his son that he has with mom. As you guys know, the professor hooked up with mom, and therefore, mom's stupid son, the first, mom's third son, the dimwit of the group, and that is Professor Farnsworth's biological son that he has with mom. So basically, I would like to see I was hoping for an episode that finally sees the Professor finally claims his son with mom, and and be a father towards something, and see how the dynamic between him and and the Professor's clone son Hubert, how the relationship will change with them. But, otherwise, this was a good, like I said, this was not a bad season, We did have those episodes about global, about crazy shenanigans, and serious situations about drugs, about politics, about the environment, etc., etc. But, I felt like, and we did have some character developments from pretty much most of all the cast members and whatnot. They had some character development episodes in this third season. Out of the 10 episodes in this 13th season and whatnot. So anyway, this season was not bad. I'm just hoping that, that next season, we will see some more serious character development for Fry and Lita, finally taking their relationship to the next step, being, talking about marriage, talk about marriage and talk about kids and whatnot, in the next season and whatnot. So we just have to wait and see. So anyway, what do you guys think about the 13th season of Futurama? Good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, sign off from Screen Reviews. 1.